How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Farming Simulator 19 Survival Series, and welcome to a very beautiful morning, very bright today, which is nice. So we are just gonna check on the animals real quick. Most of them just need a bit of cleaning up, which is fine. We've got the broom for that. Get that done real quick. The chickens can do with a little bit of food, but they're not going to be starving anytime soon, so we're not going to bother. I think it's just a little bit low because last time we emptied out the trailer, but we didn't actually fill them all the way up. So, yeah. But it's fine. They are doing absolutely fine. They've got more than enough food to probably last them a month. The sheep should be fine as well. A little bit of water. Yeah, they've still got the bale there. So we'll clean this up. Unfortunately, we do lose this food because there's no space in the trough, because the trough is kept full by the bale. As for pallets of wool, there's not that many. In terms of breeding, another 225 hours until the next animal. And we've got 14,000 liters of manure, 10,000 liters of slurry, and 3,500 liters of milk. And 91 hours, so it's coming pretty close to getting another sheep, which is good. And, yeah, chickens, there's just a lot of chickens. Oh, this trailer is full, so we're starting to get boxes on the ground, which is not ideal. But, it's fine, we'll deal with that in a second. We're probably going to need the... Well, we've got the little electric tractor. I was going to say we're going to need the pickup. But, the little tractor should do just fine. And, why do I hear running water? Oh. Wow, they needed a lot of water. Sounded like a waterfall, that. Okay. Let's get the little tractor out. And we shall get the trailer moved. We probably won't sell eggs today. We do have quite a bit of time before we need to do that, because we've got an empty trailer sitting there. Let's get this out of the way. We'll probably just put it in the shed for now. And it should be fine. So, yeah, it's a bit of a pity that it doesn't actually tell us now that there's no space for eggs, because there's space sort of next to the trailer. But it's not a big deal. We'll just throw the single boxes on the back of the pickup truck when we go to sell. And, yeah, won't worry about that too much. Okay, that should be fine. Is that up against the wall? Yep. All good. Get the empty one, move it into position, and we shall be good to go. So, the plan for today, other than messing around with the eggs, is pretty straightforward. We are going to do some spraying of the fields. We could probably put it this way around. I think it'll be fine. Like so. That should be in the catchment area for all of the boxes. Yeah, we're going to be spraying the fields with some herbicide, even though we don't have any weeds yet. But it's sort of preventative spraying. So I want to spray the fields. I want to spray the weeds down before they even pop through. So we have nice clean fields, basically. It is what it comes down to. So, yeah, we're going to be doing that today. But first, we are going to run over and check on the potatoes. So we are in the process of sorting potatoes. They've all been washed, and we've got a big pile of washed potatoes in the shed. So we are bringing them out and getting them into the sorters, and from there getting them into the trailers. And the load that we were busy with in the previous episode did finish up that night, so which was last night. And yeah, we can get this load dropped off and get that whole process going again while we are out in the fields sort of doing our thing. And I don't think there's anything else that we need to do right now, which is of great importance. I don't think. And I do kind of like this system better so far. The system where we get everything washed and then get everything sorted. It just seems to work out a little bit better, to be honest. Okay. It's just a bit more, I don't know, structured. It just feels like we're sort of a bit more in control. We sort of know what's going on, where otherwise everything just feels very complicated, and I don't know what's going on and what we need to do and what's happening and what's been done. So yeah, I think we're probably gonna have to move these augers at some point, but we'll leave them to do their thing for now. We'll come back to that a little bit later on. For now, we need to get these conveyors going, because they don't do their own thing, unfortunately. And that should be fine. Is there anything in there? There's a little bit. Get that dumped out. And there we go. Okay, so that'll be fine for a little while. And we shouldn't worry, or shouldn't need to worry about any of that for, I don't know, at least a few hours. Okay, so I don't think we've actually used the new John Deere, or the new to us John Deere, a while back. The 4940, I don't think we've actually used this in a sprayer configuration yet. So today might be the first time to do that, which is cool. I think we might have to set up GPS for it, thinking about it, but that's fine. So we are looking for a herbicide. This over here I think is going to be fertilizer for the potato planting, liquid fertilizer. And this I think is herbicide. It is indeed. We don't have much. Okay. And we don't have a purchase point for that, so we'll have to go up to the shop. This thing is pretty quick, so I mean it's as quick as any of our tractors, which I think the quickest one is the Valtra, and that does 52 as well, if I remember correctly. So we're going to just drive this up to the shop, buy some herbicide, fill it up there, and then we'll bring it back, get the GPS and everything set up, and get spraying. So yeah, as for what else needs to be done, animals are still good on food and everything for probably an episode or two. We need to get a bit of grass bales though, and this field is ready to be cut, and this is high quality grass, so we might do that soon. Make some grass bales. We could also do with a few hay bales, which we can use part of the other field for that. And we really don't need any silage right now, so yeah, we might just use both fields to get a nice load of, or a few loads hopefully, of hay bales and grass bales. And from the crops that we have put in the ground in the previous episode, we are going to get quite a bit of straw bales as well, which is good, which means we're going to be absolutely fine for feed moving forward. And yeah, other than that, I would like to get the potatoes done. That is always a bit of a big job, which you just sort of have to work through. Not really a way around it, to be honest. So yeah, just need to keep going, keep the loads going, and try and keep those sorters full at all times. So we need herbicide. We're probably going to go for... Let's go for 2 tanks for now. I don't want a bunch of tanks sitting around here. And to be honest, I can't remember. Oh, they've been delivered. Goodness. Okay, so we drove here for no reason. The question is, where was it delivered to? Right. Let's, just for future sake, cancel deliveries. So, yeah, if you've never seen that, it's very handy, where you can have things delivered to you at an extra 2.5% of the cost. So I think I know where it's being delivered to. It's being delivered to the shed where the bales are kept. Reason for that is a few episodes ago, actually, I forgot about that, is I sold some of the front loader implements. Well, one of them. I sold the bucket and I sold the wheel loader log fork because it's terrible. But I accidentally sold our bale spike for the small Massey Ferguson. So I had to buy a new one, and I didn't want to drive all the way up to the shop, and it was pretty cheap, so I just got that delivered. And I think I never cleared the sort of delivery. So yeah, I think our herbicide was delivered to there, which is fine. It's no problem. It's actually a bit more handy to have it delivered to the farm. I would have just liked to know about that before I drove all the way up there. Otherwise, we could have just put a mobile order in, or a phone call, or online, or whatever you want to call it, and have it delivered straight to us, which we should probably do in the future as well. Depending on what we get. I like to sort of drive up to the shop with a trailer and get things there, but I wasn't planning on taking a trailer up there. So, yep, indeed, this is where it's been delivered to. So if this is more than what we need, at least it's close by. I don't think it's going to be, though. I think this thing takes probably about 6 or 8,000 liters, somewhere around there. Yeah, maybe not, actually. That's gallons. So we are sitting about 3,500 liters right now. 4,000 liters. 4.5. There we go. 1,208 gallons, which is 4,571 liters. Okay. So, I think that is all still fine over here. Maybe let's check it real quick. Just make sure this is picking up if it needs to. It is a bit annoying that you have to do this all the time, but yeah, it is what it is. That's what we've got, so we just have to work with it. Alright, let's get this thing unfolded and see how big it actually is. So, yeah, like I said earlier, I don't think we've actually ever used the sprayer. We've used, obviously, the spreaders for lime and fertilizer for the attachments, but I don't think we've actually used the sprayer. Oh, this is bigger than what I thought. Alright, let's back this up a little bit so we don't hit that tree. Man, this thing is massive. Really, really big. Okay. So, yeah, this is basically going to be preventative for... Oh, okay. That is individual. Interesting. Nice. Oh, there we go. Right. Let's turn that on. Spray this, and now I'll need to... Okay, I can see where I've sprayed, which is good. I was a little bit worried that I won't be able to see where I've actually sprayed. That boom looks a little bit high. There we go. So, yeah, this is all preventative spraying so that we don't get any weeds. We can actually drop this down a bit more. Just to keep the fields nice and clean. I would like to do mechanical weeding just because it is cheaper, but it hasn't really worked out for us at all recently in the last few crop rotations, as I like to call them. So I decided this time around, you know what, we're not even going to bother to see whether we can weed mechanically. We're just going to, right from the get-go, spray it down with some herbicide, and then we don't have to worry about it at all. Oh, big stutter there. So yeah, just makes life a little bit easier, and then when the crops pop through the ground, we'll go around with the spreader configuration of this vehicle and get some fertilizer onto all of the fields. And then, yeah, we'll be good to go. Wouldn't have to worry about anything after that. I'll just turn that off. Don't want to be wasting. This thing does have quite a decent application rate by the looks of it. Already down to 83%. Now I want to try and not hit those rocks there too hard. It seems to be fine. And there we go. So we are going to get this field finished off, and then I'll have to get the GPS set up for this and figure out how wide this actually is. And yeah, get all of the fields sprayed down, and we are going to... Oh, let's get that little bit back here while we are here. Otherwise, we're going to have to go all the way around again just to get that. Beautiful. And, yeah, what I was saying is we are going to do all of this in a time lapse because it definitely is not the most exciting job in the world. So, yeah, we're going to jump into that. So, for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, so that is all of the fields sprayed down, and yeah, you would have seen my mistake in the time lapse there. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's when I went up to the shop and then I had to come back to the farmyard because I realized that it'd probably be a little bit cheaper and just easier to buy in bulk. So basically just let the shop fill up the tank, and I did that, got back to the field and realized I filled it with liquid fertilizer. So now we have an extra 3 IBCs of fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, that I didn't want. So I sort of dumped them over there and then went back to get herbicide. And it's not that cheap, really. The full load was almost $6,000. So definitely a bit more expensive than what I thought it was going to be. So yeah, I'll have to move these and put them back here. Now we've got so many of them that I think maybe when the crops start popping through the ground and they need another application of fertilizer, that will actually do liquid fertilizer. Because we've got so much of it, I would like to get rid of some of it, rather than buying anything more. Right, it seems like this is full. So, it stopped working. Alright, so that should get it going again. And this should get going again. Not yet, no. What is the deal? There we go. Okay. Same here. Yep. And same here. Indeed. Okay, beautiful. So that's almost full with pig food, 90%. So we'll need to get that washed potatoes. Oh, yeah, that's fine. So yeah, we'll need to get that taken out real soon. And I think we'll probably just sell it again like we did last time, because we don't have a use for it. We don't have pigs. That is all full and doing its thing, and so is that. Okay, fantastic. How much have we got in here? 42,000 liters, which is 17.4 tons, roughly. Yeah, pretty good. So that process is going well. Let's see how this is going. I think probably not full, I would say. I think we need to move the augers. We do indeed. Yeah, 5.6 tons, not even half. So we'll need to move these augers and probably back the trailer into there. But yeah, that's going to be a job for another day. For now, I think we are going to end it there. So I'm going to try and go through this last little bit before day's end, but I'm going to do that off screen just so we can really get through all of those potatoes. Yeah, I think that was a pretty productive day. We've got all of the fields sprayed down now with herbicide, which means we're not going to have a weed problem. And yeah, the fields are going to look all pretty. And I forgot to mention that I did over here, I did run the plow into our grass field a little bit when we were doing plowing on that field. And while I was planting or seeding the soybeans over here, I did actually change over to grass and just reseeded a bit of grass in there. So yeah, that's all good. So that should grow back and you won't even notice that I dragged the plow through there. And all of this needs another application of fertilizer as soon as it pops through. So yeah, going pretty well. The animals are doing well. We'll probably just keep an eye on them at the start of the next episode, which is going to be the next day. So yeah, probably a bit of cleaning up, probably a bit of feed for the chickens, I would think, and maybe a bit of TMR for the cows. I'm not sure. We shall see. But that is going to be it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you all next time.